Hey guys, welcome back to 14s because we are 14s and this podcast is 14s usually. It always is 14s, but today we are 3 teens because this seems to be the series where not everybody makes it to every episode. So today it is Lauren. I'm Lauren.
I'm Isabella.
And I'm Haley.
Yeah, so Gloria had she's going on vacation, she still has to pack and everything, so she couldn't be here today. And then for the episode that I wasn't here, well, your girl's phone was dead and she kind of slept through her all of her alarms. So anyway,
Life is hard.
life is hard.
So Gloria opted out of this one, but that is okay. So I would like to talk about what episode we are filming today, and that is realities of the 2021, or
Honestly, the past 2 years.
reality. Should we call it reality of quarantine? Realities of quarantine. Let's go with this. If I have to change the title later, okay. Tentatively, we're gonna call it realities of quarantine. We might go on tangents and end up in the 1990s, and then we can't call it that anymore. But
I hope we end up in the 1990s because I'd be really confused as to how we got to the 1990s.
Yeah.
But all right.
Nice.
Us we're alive.
I mean, you start talking about Nirvana, and there we are.
Well, no, but
Wait, is that 80s?
sure.
But-
You just keep on saying numbers.
Wait, is it Nirvana like a lotion?
What?
No, Nirvana is a rock band, you know.
Oh, I'm thinking of Nivea, like the NIV.
I smell Teen Spirit.
Wait, Haley, when's Nirvana from?
What?
When's Nirvana from?
Oh my god.
Nirvana is from it's from the 90s. You were right.
I hate us.
Well, its popular age was 1991. So it was probably and it originated in I think, I don't know, in 1985, 1986.
I give myself credit for that, if I'm being honest. Okay, so we're gonna talk about Nirvana and
Kurt Cobain has died.
I don't know anything.
Nirvana was lotion, so I don't think we have the right means to talk about Nirvana.
Okay, I guess we'll just talk about the realities of COVID.
The realities of not knowing Nirvana.
I'll go first. Okay, a reality of quarantine 2020. Yeah, it sucked and it was really bad, but at the same time, all I did was talk to my friends, which is kind of like every teenager's dream. So it really wasn't that bad.
Okay, a reality of quarantine is that we had so much free time. Never in my life had I had as much free time that I had no clue what to do with. And now, free time, who? What? And so it was so weird because you fill those days. It's so weird thinking I would wake up and I would have 0 objectives, 0 things I had to get done that day, 0 plans that day. And I would fill up the entire day. What? How? Huh? I have so many things I could do now. How did I live without 18 things on the calendar every day? I don't know.
Yeah, no, that's really so true though, because you kind of think about it and you're like, man, in quarantine I would just wake up and I didn't know what I was gonna do. I was gonna read. I did not read. I would FaceTime my friends. I would do e-learning, maybe.
No, I would barely do e-learning. I wouldn't do that stuff until 12 at night.
Yeah.
12 in the morning.
I would do homework at 3 a.m. and I would just be like, wow.
And we'd constantly be like, oh, I should probably fix my sleep schedule. We never did.
Yeah, no, I would join Zooms and I'd be like, okay, I'm starting a new sleep schedule. I'm going to go to bed at 10:30. I'm going to wake up at 9. I'm going to work out. It's going to be great. Cut to it's 4 a.m. on the Zoom and I'm discussing my life's problems.
Yeah, Isabella started a fitness journey. That lasted God knows how long.
No, I actually did it, but I just
She wanted to be TikTok famous here. Well, it was good but bad. It was Hold on. Sorry. My family is listening to Doja Cat downstairs. And I happened to hear some Doja Cat. And I'm like, hey. That's a good thing that came from this year, Doja Cat. That was some good music. So yeah, I guess like becoming in touch with music was a good part of this year.
So many people.
Yes, I guess I know when Nirvana is from.
I guess I did too.
I thought it was lotion.
It's true. Isabella's turn.
Okay, I don't know. I just feel like I started like romanticizing it.
She's got a lot of romance. The word romance.
No, I started like feeling nostalgic about like this time last year, and I was like, girl, your mental health was down the literal drain. But sure, you remember that whipped coffee and baking bread like it was the best time of your life. Like,
Oh,
I really,
coffee and baking bread was kind of the best.
like, literally, I would wake up, bake some cookies, eat all the cookies I made. I would go downstairs at midnight and just bake cookies, and my mom would be like, okay, what? Like, who?
Yeah, my mom would like go to the store and she'd ask me, "Do you want me to get stuff to make whipped coffee?" And now she's like, "Here's what I'm getting from the store. Eat it if you want." I'm like,
Right? My mom would be like, my mom would come home with an abundance of snacks and it would just be like snack galore. And now she comes back from the store with like only the food to make food and not actual like snacks.
Yeah,
And I'm
and
Like some pinto beans.
yeah. She's
yeah,
like,
my mom got like I
mom's
don't
like,
know,
here are some
lima
bell peppers and some
beans.
garbanzo beans. Do what you want.
Yeah, here's some assortment of beans. Like, what happened to the Uncrustables or
Yeah. I'm like, what happened to
The Chick-fil-A pizza? It's like I never got to try that.
I was like, what happened to like the frozen, like what happened to my mom making me like loaded French fries at 1 a.m. one time? Like what happened to these things?
Okay.
Yeah,
The
like
reality of quarantine was that our friend group played Psych.
Oh my gosh.
oh, that was we need to play that again soon to see how much we've changed.
Oh, girl, there's
Ooh.
so much change. No, so there's this game in the App Store. It's called Psych, and it's basically it would go through and say, "Oh, okay, if Isabella owned a bookstore, what genre or whatever." There was some interesting ones, and there was some boring, like, "What superpower would Haley have?" That kind of stuff. But oh my goodness, we played that game so much because you could play it on Zoom. It was kind of a get to know you and also like a relish in how many inside jokes we have game. And it killed time and it was funny and it was just
It got real weird sometimes.
really weird.
But like after like 3 weeks of playing it, it got a little boring. But
It got
then
so boring.
yeah, because it would just be the same answers over and over again.
It'd be the same inside jokes reused every time.
But then if we played it with people that like weren't typically a part of our friend group,
Oh, we did that once. Bad idea.
it was so bad because we didn't know like what we could say.
Because it would be okay. So what would Jimmy's Elias be? And we were like, we didn't know. And then it would get to be like somebody in our friend group would be like, "Oh my gosh, remember that time on August 27th when we did this?" Like it was. All right, Haley.
What?
Good night, pal.
Pal? I'm your pal? Okay. Good night, pal.
Good night, Daddy.
I'm not your dad. I'm very much not your father. Well, okay, what was I saying? It's my turn, right? We all became like a different person. Like it was so cool because we never really spent like time with ourselves, I guess, until like now. We were always just like going. So I guess it's nice because we got to spend some time with ourselves.
For real. I changed so much.
Yeah. And people did not like that you changed.
There's a certain person who did not like that I changed. I like to think that the other people were cool with it though.
Everybody was happy. Except for like a few minuscule.
Except for
We all changed. It's just people were like better at, I guess, like hiding it, I guess, or trying to.
I decided I didn't want to.
During quarantine, yes, like we all changed so much, but I feel like we all just kind of became like who we actually were because we were by ourselves. Like I feel like this is like reiterating, but like sorry, yeah, Haley saying that like we had never spent time by ourselves before really kind of like shocked me because I was like, we haven't.
I know. It was weird.
We just like we haven't. Like we have not spent time by ourselves before, which was just so weird.
Exactly.
I was just okay. I will come up with something interesting now. We were all like trying to start things. We'd be like, I'm gonna start a new hobby. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna become a master at it. We did not become masters at any of the hobbies we started over quarantine.
She started knitting or whatever. Isabel started crocheting or something. I
have a
don't
memory.
remember.
Hold up, guys. Wait. Okay, I have a memory. You're gonna have to tell me. Is this like my imagination? I have this weird fake memory of us on a Zoom one day being like, we should start a podcast.
That's how it went down.
Okay,
Knit.
and Haley, yes, I started knitting, and look at this knit blanket that I haven't finished.
So good.
Okay.
So good. Looks so soft.
It is really soft.
She's right. I tried to learn guitar. I tried to learn oil pastels. I did paint by numbers. I started stretching. I started something. My turn. A reality of quarantine was that the grocery store was no man's land. Your mother was on Target.com placing all the online orders. And if you did go to the store, oh, girl, it lasted for a month. Like you would be stocking up on your canned corn, bring it down to the basement. It was like a whole blizzard was coming. It was, at least in my house, the store was off limits. We did online. We had green bean delivery coming to our house every other day. It was crazy.
Well, it was weird because when quarantine first started, like it wasn't really real yet. A week after we got out of school, I went to Chicago and my dad was like, "Where's your mask?" I was like, "What? My what?" He's like, "You have to wear a mask here." So that's when I started wearing masks.
Remember when we weren't supposed to wear them because we were supposed to
Yeah.
save them for frontline workers?
Yeah, they were like, "Don't wear a mask. It's not gonna protect you." And they were like, "Oh no, you need to wear a mask."
They keep changing the science on us.
Yeah.
Well, none of us have gotten COVID here, so
Knock on freaking wood.
True. We all became really good cheaters.
yep. Yep. No, we all used our resources in an efficient way.
Yeah. Remember when Zooms were optional?
And now oh, yeah, I do remember that. That was glory. I never went.
I only went to like the We the People Zoom.
I went to the people.
That sucks because we never got to say goodbye to all of our peoples.
One of our teachers sent out like a big thing, and he was like gonna be like, oh, he like sent out a thing about how he was gonna like do like Zooms and stuff. Mans didn't do any of that.
No, he was like, we are gonna do something special at the end of the year. Keep a lookout. We have things in up our sleeve for give you a good send off.
They completely forgot about us, and they completely forgot about the records we set. They forgot about the records I set for this freaking school. My unit had set a record, and you know what we got?
Our class, our units, like all were doing crazy things. I'm sad. Like I didn't get to give my unit an actual goodbye. Granted, I still talk to all of them almost every day, so I guess it doesn't.
Yeah, you just don't talk to one of them every day.
No, he's in my AP World class, so I do talk to him. And then the other two are in the Zoom group, and I talk daily.
Literally two of my unit members are like my best friends.
Yeah.
It's
same.
It's insane.
Yeah. Okay. Reality of quarantine was the FOMO.
Yep.
Even though nobody was doing anything, there was still FOMO. Because I would hear about like Gloria having fun with like her family, and I was like, I wish my family was doing that.
Or I I guess mine was envy more than FOMO. Oh no, there was both. Because there was the things at the very beginning of quarantine. There was one Saturday after everything closed. There was a hangout with the people from the musical.
Yeah.
And I already was in lockdown. Like I wasn't allowed to go anywhere. And so I had huge FOMO of that thing. And then after that, I have to leave Zooms earlier than everybody because my parents don't want me on Zooms late. And so that was all, like when people were staying on.
Yeah, Lauren has to deal with FOMO like every day, guys. Can we have enough in the chat for her?
It is quite tragic, but you would think I'd be good at dealing with it by now. You would.
No, nobody ever gets over FOMO.
This is true.
Surprise.
But also, you would just be like, oh, well, those people are quarantining with their best friends, so they're allowed to have sleepovers, and I'm not. It's just.
Okay, yeah, like so many people would be like, okay, well, it would be like in April when things were like big, and were like, COVID was like really bad, and they'd be like, okay, well, I'm only hanging out with one person, and I'm like, but that other person is hanging out with other people, and then those people are hanging out with other people, like that's not good. And then like May 4th was whenever our governor opened up things again, and my best friend and I, that's when like we started hanging out, but we still only hung out with each other. And then
just take a moment. Isabella remembers every date.
Yeah, like
you could be like, what
jeez.
day did I break my pinky nail? And she would know.
What day was Alexander Hamilton born? And she'd probably know.
But then I didn't hang out with other people. You guys are gonna freak me out. You guys are gonna be weird because I remember this day too. It was May 12th. That was whenever like I hung out with like other people, but it was like outside, distanced. And then in like June and July, my parents would allow me to like hang out with people inside their houses. But then around like August and September, my parents like, nope, one person. And obviously my one person was like Olivia. And now they allow me to do things as long as like I have like masks on and stuff. So I don't know, it's weird.
Yeah, like back to the hobbies thing.
Mm-hmm.
I like really figured out, I guess, who I was over quarantine. Just like in a lot of ways that you wouldn't even expect, guys. In a lot of ways. So I just like I'm kind of grateful, but at the same time, I have some really embarrassing parts that I wish to forget from shut up.
I think it was around this time last year that I was receiving some phone calls from Haley talking about certain people.
Shut up, Isabella. Oh, that was such a bad time. It literally makes me like want to puke thinking about it. No. Okay. So yeah, I guess I'm grateful for quarantine in a sense that I found out who I was, but I'm very ungrateful because yikes, some of it was bad, okay? Some of it was poor and not good.
The reality of quarantine is that you don't know anything about Spanish and you have a Spanish test tomorrow and you don't know what to do.
I think that's the reality of her right now, but you know.
No, okay.
Quarantine was that none of us knew what was going on in our classes. That's the
truth. My God, nobody knows anything. I can talk to the smartest kid in school right now and I'd be like, do you know what we're doing? And they'd be like, no.
Or like when we had e-learning in March.
Hey, yeah, you know, when we have iLearn.
This is fantastic.
That is going to be so bad. I'm telling you right now, I think I'm going to score less than a 50 on it.
Okay, see, my bio teacher hasn't said anything about it, so I really think it's just a you guys thing.
Mm-hmm.
We don't have school. We have school from 7:30 to 11:30, and then we go home after we take it.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
All right. A reality of quarantine was really bad quality toilet paper.
Oh, yeah.
No hand soap.
Yeah,
I'm
hand sanitizer. No,
weird.
hand sanitizer. This still lives on because all the breweries were like, we got the alcohol, we got it, and so they started making their own hand sanitizer and distributing it. And so now everybody's out of the nice Purell stuff, and everybody's using the one from like Ale's Brewery. What
The nastiest
it smelled
smelling.
so bad. I remember my mission trip. That was the type of hand sanitizer that was there. Was the one that smelled like straight vodka. Girl, it
Mhm.
smelled.
Oh my god, it smells horrible. The hand sanitizer that we got for like a road trip was that, and oh my god, the entire car smelled like it. It was so bad. It was horrible.
My dad bought like 35, 6 something, a lot of rolls of that restaurant size or industrial size that's like twice the size of my head rolls of toilet paper that is about a 16th of a millimeter thick, that kind. We have like 17 rolls of it. He's trying to give it away to all of our family. Nobody wants it.
We for a long time, we never had toilet paper issues. But we had paper towel issues.
Yeah, we had those too.
We
Paper products.
had like the weirdest paper towels ever. They were like almost like cloth. Like, do you know what I'm talking about? Like
Yeah.
weird. Uh-huh. Like for some reason, like Sam's Club or Kroger or whatever didn't have like the normal ones that we get. So my mom got, I think it was like the brand starts with a V and it's like purple and green.
Yeah, I'm obsessed with those.
I think that they're so weird. It's like, what is this? It was like a weird feeling, like pulling it off the roll. It was fine because it's a paper towel and it works, but it was just weird.
I know the exact kind you're talking about too.
Mm-hmm. Because that's the kind that nobody wants. So whenever they're out of paper towels.
Yeah.
So, mental health during this period, it probably sucked. If you are a normal person who's not completely used to self-isolation, it probably sucked.
Mm-hmm.
It really did probably suck. But, I mean, we all got through it. We all, learned about who we are, and we all went through those tough times, and I feel like it was very essential for us to go through those tough times in order to realize how great the days are now.
Mm-hmm.
I just like to think about that when things get hard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you agree with the statement that I don't know if it's actually, there's some probably cheesy Pinterest quote that goes to it, but like where you have to have the hard times to make so you appreciate the good ones.
Yeah, that's it might be cheesy, but it's very true. And we have a test that's due Friday night when we don't even have school on Friday.
They're just really not treating you right.
I know.
You know, English teachers like to do that. They like to be like, "Hey guys, have a fun, relaxing spring break. Just remember to write 3 papers and read all of that."
Yeah. Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
Just remember, read your entire novella and fill out your chart. I mean, I'm not saying you have to do it, but I guess, guys, it's just really smart for you to do it.
We are told all the time to get ourselves out of toxic relationships. What happens when our teachers are toxic?
Yeah.
What happens?
What happens when our teachers feel the need to put everything on top of us?
Okay, Isabella has stepped out of the room for a second, so I'm gonna go.
Oh, she gone.
Reality of quarantine was you kept thinking only a couple more months. And I know this is a really obvious one, but I remember I was on FaceTime with Isabella when the announcement came out that we weren't just taking an extended spring break. No.
I was outside drawing, so
We were not going back the rest of the year. And that shook us to our core because we've talked about this in like 17 episodes. Go check out our first episode specifically. But I know, subtle plug. Our We the People class was so close and we didn't get to say goodbye at all.
Yeah.
We didn't say goodbye to the teachers. We did not get to say goodbye to the teachers. We did not get to say goodbye to the students, our units, anything. And that is probably what hit us the hardest, was we were like, well, wow. We still text in that group chat every single day. I don't think there's been a day we haven't texted in it since. It's just crazy to me.
Yeah, it is weird to think about how we could get so close to a group of people, but then it like we all like I guess ripped again due to like sucky situations.
Well, it's people who have been in school recently know this, or it's when you're in, if who do extracurriculars too, maybe. So when you're with your team or your club or your class or whatever, you guys are best friends. But it's like once you leave that, you've left kind of your bond, like your the thing that tied you all together. So it's just obviously we're all still friends outside of We the People. That was the point, is that we are all really close. But that was the thing that kept us all from drifting away from each other or from getting involved in our other groups of friends. You know, that's the thing that kind of kept us together really securely, where we had to talk every day to succeed in that class or in the competitions. And so without that, it's just, it was weird to hear that, oh, we're never going to talk to these people in those classrooms again. I'm never going to have a class with all of these people. I might have one of them
Yeah.
English or whatever, but you know, it's kind of over. So that was really hard. We kind of sat there in silence. I remember this very vividly. We were on the phone. She was like, "We're not going back." Or I forget. I think it was the governor just announced schools are closed until the end of the year, and we just sat there.
Yeah, and we thought about it. I was like, I was sad. I think I cried about it. But at the same time, I cried about it, then I was like, what is this going to do for me? Literally, I'm crying about nothing. And then I just totally forgot about the school and never went back to grab my locker. So all of that is gone.
What was in there?
Like, everything. Like, all of my stuff, pretty much.
Mhm.
I think there was an apple in there.
Ew,
Yeah, that's probably gross, but I have a thing for, like, decomposing apples, so
that's weird.
not a thing, but, like,
Like a fetish?
no! Guys, you have to stop giving me weird fetishes.
I think you did
Okay?
it yourself, Haley.
I don't. I don't. I do not. Yeah. Maybe I do.
So Isabella, I was
Maybe.
kind of stalling for you, but we were talking about when we were on the phone, when the list, or not the list, when the announcement came out that we weren't going back to school.
Yeah, I was eating Chick-fil-A. And
Right.
also, can we talk about how my mother would bring me Starbucks or Dunkin' literally almost every day of quarantine? What?
Yeah. Yeah.
My mom really loved me during quarantine. I'm not sure what happened, but the times have changed.
Not the questions changing.
Also, I was always eating. Like, you would FaceTime me and I'd be eating. It didn't matter what time of day it was. If I had just eaten a big meal, I was always eating until I wasn't. And then I would like forget to eat. And then I'd be fine again. But yeah, I was eating Chick-fil-A and Lauren and I were like just like talking, blah blah blah. And then it was like, we're not going back to school. And then I was like, no. And then I was like, it was so sad.
There was just the silence.
It was just us being like, Lauren was like sitting in her like Papa-san chair. I was sitting on the edge of my bed and I was like, wow.
That is unlocking some memories right here.
Yeah. Like if you had a passion, like I know a lot of people that like have a passion for reading, and if they had a passion for reading, it either like stayed really well or it went away. Mine went away. Which like kind of sucks, but like my passion, like I still love books and I still like whenever I actually like sit down and read, I enjoy it, but it's just kind of like ugh. Like during quarantine, we had to read The Book Thief. I didn't read a single page of it. I read maybe 60.
Oh, I read that all in like one night, guys. I literally read it in a day.
Also, if you have a
Funny.
friend like Lauren, she's going to be checking in on you 24/7. And if you don't reply, she's sending a SWAT team.
Yeah.
Yep.
This is true.
Now there's only two of us.
There, and then there were two. We're dropping like flies, my goodness.
Yep.
Okay. But we're going to wrap up this episode. So we are back. We are doing a little loop of our segments. And today it is current events. And so this is actually kind of a funny story. But basically, the current event I want to talk about is the Suez Canal. Have you heard about this, Haley?
Yeah, the ship stuck. I mean, the whatever.
My mom's laughing right now as she's listening to this because I had no clue about what was happening. So we had a really hard AP World test this week, and I didn't do well on it, and I was really upset about it. And she was like, "Oh, to cheer you," she's that mom. She's like, "To cheer you up," and so she sent me this thing that was like these people on a boat, and it was like the Suez Canal today, and they're just kind of riding through, dancing on the boat to Dancing Queen, which is my choir song, and we have choreography to it. So she was trying to be funny, but what I didn't know about, I hadn't heard because I've been so busy. I haven't been on social media really, so I didn't know what was going on with the Suez Canal, and I thought she was just trying to make a joke about my AP World test because the Suez Canal was part of the unit we just did, like how the Egyptians were forced to do the labor to build it and all that. And so I was like, wow, really rubbing salt in the wound right here. But no, apparently it's a current event that I didn't know about. And so now I'm getting made fun of because my mom knew a meme that I didn't. But basically, there was this gigantic ship stuck in the canal, and they finally got it free. And so everybody's really happy. And that's just a little victory that needed to be said.
Yep.
So,
Period.
okay. There's only two of us to give advice, so it must be really good advice.
Yeah. Which I have to think of now because I'm not quite sure.
My advice is that when you wash your face tonight, or maybe you already have, so when you wash it in the morning, to do it extra gently because your skin is delicate. I don't know where that came from, but that's my advice. Maybe you should listen. I'm feeling some mad.
I mean, I feel like that's good advice. That genuinely is.
And that's a life metaphor too. Be gentle with your skin
Oh
because
yeah, because it encases like your heart and stuff.
yeah.
Oh my goodness! Welcome to the Lauren and Haley Philosophy Podcast.
Right? Okay, we should film a YouTube short where we're just philosophers.
Oh my goodness, like existentialism too.
Oh yes. Oh, I'm ready.
Nobody would like us after that.
And okay, so because you know how people are always like, well, I have thick skin, tough skin, where they think or other people are telling them just grow some tougher skin, that kind of thing. People,
Mhm.
your skin cells, they die and they regrow, and you get calluses, but you get cuts and you get bruises, and so your skin's delicate, and no matter how thick skinned you are, you still need to be delicate when you're washing your face.
Exactly, like still be delicate. Decorate your room how you want to decorate it, okay? Because your room is the window to your heart. Your room is yourself on walls. Your room is the tangible version of your soul. Okay? It truly is. It truly is.
Because I don't have a soul, so what is my room?
Lauren!
Yes.
Lauren's a ginger, therefore she thinks she doesn't have a soul. But really, like, decorate your room however you want.
Okay, go look at our description. We got all the links and the things, and those take a while to copy paste into the description.
So, yeah, give us attention.
Go make editing Lauren's time worth it and click on them and do the things. So We hope you enjoyed this episode. We hope your quarantine wasn't absolutely awful and that you got some good things out of it. And we hope that trends wherever you live are going well as vaccinations roll out. And we have lots of gratitude for the optimism with all the vaccines and numbers and opening things back up. So keeping our fingers crossed. Just want to kind of disclaimer that since we talked a little bit about the pandemic and everything. Keep being safe though. Masks are still smart. Cool. All right.
Yeah.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, 14s from the two of us. The quiet one and the leader.
Bye.